I'm Ken Hamblin in Denver, where I broadcast my show. Good morning, America.
And I'll second those three words. Good morning, America. I'm Charles Gibson.
And I'm Joan London. It's Friday. It's February the 11th. It's snowing outside.
And it's snowing
inside. All right, Spencer. Right now it's 13 after. Turn on your radio these days and you'll hear some unlikely commentary. All across the country, there's a growing crop of conservative commentators with a difference. These commentators are African Americans who are voicing opinions that some of the African American establishment wish they'd keep to themselves. Denise Richardson has been listening and files this report.
This is KNUS in Denver. I'm Ken Hamblin. Okay, have we got pearls of wisdoms and gems this morning?
He's a talk radio host. He's African American, and he's conservative.
And that's the interesting thing about damned liberals. They preach love and compassion and sensitivity and understanding while they squelch debate on campuses and universities. I think of myself as an American hero. Not better than anyone, but a guy who's finally said, like that movie of a couple of years ago, I've had enough. I'm ticked off. Name the American city that has prospered under black governmental direction, liberal black government direction.
There are only a handful of conservative African American radio talk show hosts in the United States.
There are a lot of you out there who know that the messages and the ideas and the policies being advanced by the established black civil rights leaders does not represent your point of view. And that's why we do this. One, so that you can have someone to identify with, and secondly, so that all of the whites out there who listen to what these people say can recognize that there are a lot of blacks, men and women, who are not just looking for a handout, who are in fact willing to take responsibility for their lives.
Errol Smith's listeners in Los Angeles include couples like Don and Lynn Wallace, who agree with what he has to say.
What are those issues that you both feel are important to the African American community that Errol Smith addresses and you find important for yourselves?
Black on black crime, the disintegration of the family.
And, you know, he dares to say something that I think a lot of black people are uncomfortable with, and that is the idea that racism is not the impediment to the progress of black people / African Americans. The largest obstacle to our prosperity in this country is what we're doing, you know, our own self-destructive attitudes and actions.
We pay a special welcome to those of you who have been desperately seeking political asylum from the liberal media.
Conservative African American commentators do have their critics.
They're not building the kind of constituencies that these other leaders that they criticize have built over the years. And it's a very easy thing to do by thumbing your nose at the traditional black organizations. Their real audience is the white conservative audience.
David, are you white?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, David? You're part of the problem. David, you know what you've done with your love of black people and minorities? You know what you do? You're the voice, you're that white liberal voice that convinces everyone that it's not our fault. You're the one that says, gee, you know, black people are just such wonderful people and they're under such pressure. Let me finish, David.
What he does is race bait. What I'm saying, he ought to be accountable for everything he is saying and doing.
A national group of lawmakers is demanding that Hamblin and his radio station apologize for remarks he made while they were visiting Colorado.
Last December, the National Black Caucus of State Legislators happened to be in Denver. You heard Ken Hamblin on the radio. You were incensed. Why, as a group, were you incensed?
We had not had our first meeting when Ken Hamblin took us on, called us dark town dwellers with dark thoughts, called our national president, who is a senator there in Colorado, a liberal, egg-sucking, do-nothing politician.
Warning labels on black politicians is what we need.
We understand what protected speech is, but this person went way beyond what is constitutionally protected speech. He defamed our character. He called us names.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for opening Pandora's box. Thank you for making it possible for Americans of color and non-color to realize that not everyone walks with a hobble. As you do. Not everyone is emotionally scarred, and not everyone is in crises about their blackness.
He has found great popularity in denigrating his own, and I think there's something very sick about that.
I'm not running for office. I'm an average black guy, eking a living out of the pebbles of life. In a decade, I don't know that I will be remembered, but someone else will be here. Someone else will pick up the standard, the banner, Truth, justice, and the American way.